Short data and learning objective, please. And then pause the video while you're doing that. Press play when we're done. Okay. This would be rectilinear, L-I-N-E-A-R. Okay. Right. Okay. So some of this we've done before. Okay. So let's just start off by looking at area and perimeter of a rectangle. And rectilinear is just sort of rectangular based shapes. Okay. Right, so to find the area, the formula for area is length times the width. Okay, and just remember what the area is, everyone. The area is the amount of space inside a shape. So that's the area. Okay, it's inside a shape. So for example, if this is 10 centimeters and this is 4 centimeters, the area, the length is 10. The width is 4. Because it's area, I multiply them together. I get 40 centimeters, and I have to put the squared. And it's really important I put the squared. That tells us it's it's squared. So that tells us it's the area. Okay. Then, if we want to find the perimeter of that very same shape, the perimeter is length plus width plus length plus width. So for perimeter, we add up all the sides. So we know if this is 10, because this is a rectangle, we know directly opposite will also be 10. If this is 4, we know directly opposite will be 4. Okay, because these are right angles, and it's useful to remember that. Directly opposite, they're going to be the same length. So we just add up all the sides, 10, 20, 24, 28. So the perimeter equals 28 centimeters, and we do not put the squared on perimeter. Where just perimeter, you're adding up the sides, aren't you? Okay. Area, you're multiplying the length times the width. Okay. Right. Let's have a little look at. Oh no, let's just try another one. Let's leave those formulas in. Okay. So say for example, this is. Let's put that as 5 centimeters. In fact, let's call it 6 centimeters, and this is 2.5 centimeters. Okay. First of all, let's work out the perimeter first. Okay. So that tells me that this is also 6 centimeters because it's opposite, and this is opposite, so that'll be 2.5. So let's add them up. 6 and 6 is 12. We'll add up the lengths. 12. 2.5 and 2.5 is 5. So that'll be 17 centimeters. Okay. When it comes to the area, length is 6 times 2.5. Okay. We haven't done much when it comes to timesing by halves, but this is where I think best way to do is do 6 times 2 and then 6 times a half. So we're partitioning the 2.5. So 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times a half, which is the same as half of 6, is 3. So that would be 15. And we call it, remember, centimeters squared. Okay, centimeters squared. So there's only one question actually that involves halves. So if you're not too sure, don't worry about it too much. Maybe we'll spend a little bit of time on that another time actually, and multiply by halves. Okay, right. So should be okay with that. Okay, if you can't quite remember, just go back and have a little look. Can you very quickly, and I expect us to do this quickly, please, because we've got a lot to get through. Can you find the area and perimeter of each shape? So number 1, A equals P equals. Area and perimeter of each shape. Remember, with area, you have to do centimeters squared. Okay, centimeters squared. Area, length times width, perimeter, adding up the sides. Pause the video while you do that, please, and then press play when you're done. Right, let's quickly go through. Area, length times width, 7 times 2, 14 centimeters squared. Then perimeter, we add up the sides. This is also 7, and that's also going to be 2. Remember, centimeters squared. 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 centimeters. Remember, length times width. Area, length times width, 8 times 4, 8, 16, 24, 32 centimeters squared. Then we also know this is 8 and this is 4. So 8 and 8 is 16, and 4 is 20, and 4 is 24. 24 centimeters. On this one, the area, length times the width. So that's 4 times 5.5. Okay, let's just do that calculation in here. So 4 times 5 equals 20. 4 times a half is just a half of 4 is 2. And then if we add those together, we get 22. So the answer is 22 centimeters squared. And then we add them up. So 5.5 is 11. 15. Add 4, 19 centimeters. So hopefully we're okay with those in finding the area and perimeter of rectangles. Okay. We're going to move on now to the rectilinear shapes. So say for example you've got a shape like this. Now I'm not going to draw mine with rulers because I'm going to be doing a lot of them quickly, but when you will have to do a few yourself where you do the drawings, can you please use a ruler? It doesn't have to be perfect, but use a ruler please. So say for example this is 7 centimeters, this is 10 centimeters, this is 3 centimeters. In fact, this is 2 centimeters. Let's change that, sorry. 2 centimeters. This is 8 centimeters. This one over here is also 2 centimeters. And then that makes this one here 5 centimeters. So, first of all, I'm going to find the perimeter. Okay, to find the perimeter of this shape, I add up all the sides. So let me just check if I've got all the sides, because there will be questions where there will be sides missing and you have to work out what the missing number is. So let's have a look. Yeah, it's got that side. Yes, got that side. Got that. Yeah, all the sides are there. So I just need to add them up. So I'm going to look for my number bond so I can see I got a nice 8 and 2 is 10. And another 10 is 20, 27, 28, 29. 34. Perimeter equals 34 centimeters. Adding up the sides. When you come to these, you need to be very careful with the adding, okay? Now, to find the area. Now, obviously, it's a bit all over the place, isn't it? Okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to split this. I know how to find the area of a rectangle. So I'm going to split it into 2 separate rectangles. So I've got a rectangle here. I've got my red shaded rectangle and I've got my blue shaded rectangle. So I've split them into 2 and now I have to find the area for each one. Okay, I'm going to find the area for each one. So I'm just going to be careful. This is not 10 across here. I'm going to look along here. This is 8, isn't it? Because 10 is all the way across the bottom and it stops there. So I can see here its length is 8 and the width is 2. 8 times 2 is 16. I'm going to just write that in the box. 16 centimeters squared. Then I've got the length is 7 and the width is 2. And that's 14 centimeters squared. And again, I'm going to write it in. Okay. Now I just need to add those two up to find the area. 16 centimeters squared and 14 centimeters squared. 30 centimeters squared. I just add those up from there. Okay. Let's have a look at another one where it doesn't give you all the information that that you need. Okay. Let's have a little look. So we've got one there. Let's do roughly. Okay. Oops, I want to be close to the edge of this. Up and up there. So I've got, this is 2 centimeters, this is 4 centimeters, this is 3 centimeters, and this is 3 centimeters. Okay, so just go by the numbers, not how it looks. Okay, go by the numbers and not how it looks with these sort of questions. Now I want to find the perimeter, so that means I have to add the perimeter first. So that means I add up all the sides. But you'll notice I haven't got a value for this side and I haven't got a value for this side. So this is where we have to work them out ourselves, okay? We have to work it out ourselves. And it's where we're looking opposite. And I know we have touched on these before. We have done them. So if I'm looking here, I'm going to look directly opposite this line. So I'm going to just shade this one in blue. And directly opposite here is this line and this line. Now you can see if I add that blue line there and that blue line together, it's exactly the same as this line here. So it means 2 and 3 is 5. So this will be 5 centimeters here. Okay, then if I do here, I've got this line, because I've been given the 4 on this one. This line is 4, so I'm looking opposite, and the lines opposite this one is this and this. Okay, so that tells me this line and this line will equal 4. Now I know this is 3, so therefore this must equal 1. Okay, this must equal 1 centimeter. Now this can be a bit tricky when you first do them. Okay, but let's have a look. 4 is the same as 3 and 1. Yeah, these are the same. Now I put them all in. Now I add them up. Okay, and again I'm going to work through my number bonds. 5 and 5 is 10, 15, 18 centimeters. And I'm going to do the same then when I have to split it into, when I have to find the area. Now remember, I know how to find the area of a rectangle quite easily, so I'm just going to split this one down the middle here, down the middle. So I've turned it into 2 rectangles. So I've got my, again, I've got my red one and I've got my blue one. Okay, so 2 times 4, 8 centimeters squared. The area of this shape, length times width, 3 times 1 is 3 centimeters squared. Remember to divide squares. So to find out the area of the whole thing, I just add up my 2 areas. 8 and 3 is 11, so the area is 11 centimeters squared. Okay, right, we'll do one more before you have a go yourself at these. Okay, just one more. Let's have a look at this one. So I've got there, whoops, we won't get there, and there. So this is 4 centimeters, this is 5 centimeters, this is 1 centimeter, and this is 1 centimeter. Okay, so again I have to find the perimeter first. So to find the perimeter I need all the sides, and look, don't know what that side and what that side is. So I'm looking, I find here and I'm looking opposite. Okay, so here I'll do this one in red. Now directly opposite is this one. Okay, but this little red line is actually joined with it, so I know that this little one and that longer one will be the same as the 5, won't it? Okay, this one and this one, because they're both directly opposite, are opposite the 5 here. Yeah, the 5 centimeters. So because this is 1, this one here must be 4 centimeters. That side must be 4 centimeters, because 4 centimeters and 1 centimeter. We go all the way down here, yeah, from there to there. Okay, it's the 4 and the 1. It's the same length as this 5, isn't it? Okay, same length as that 5. So that's 4 centimeters. Then again, let's have a look here. Okay, again we've got the 4 centimeters along here on the blue side, okay, along there, and so that means this and this will equal 4. I know this is already 1, so this must be 3 centimeters, because the 1 and the 3, this added to that will give me the 4. Okay, so now I've got them in place. To find the perimeter, add them up. Okay, so let's go with 5, 8, 9, 10, 14, 18 centimeters. To find the area, I'm just going to block this off. I'm going to split it into 2 separate ones. Okay, my little red one here is 1 times 1 is 1, so that's 1 centimeter squared. And then here I've got 4 by 4. This isn't 5, remember, because I'm chopping it off here. So it's 4 centimeters by 4 centimeters, 16 centimeters squared there. 16 centimeters and 1 centimeter squared, 7 centimeters squared. Okay, right, now what I'd like you to do, okay, did you draw? First of all, I want you to draw, because it's so much easier to, okay, all the numbers are on this one. Okay, Can you draw it? Use a ruler. It doesn't have to be perfect though, please. Don't spend ages on the drawing. Could you draw it, and then could you please find the perimeter and then the area, please? Pause the video while you do that, okay? Right, okay, let's have a little look. So perimeter, remember we added all the sides, and we've got all the sides, so we don't have to do anything there, okay? So we've got 4 and 1 is 5, 10, 13, 16, 17, 18. 18, oh, it's meters in this case, 18 meters, okay? Let's have a look at the next one, okay? So then we have to find the area, so I think we would chop it off here. Let's chop it off there. And we've got here, in this lot, yeah, it's 3 times 1, so that will be 3 meters squared. Then we've got 4 times 2, 8 meters squared. Have we done this one? Okay, 8 meters squared and 3 meters squared, 11 meters squared, okay? 11 meters squared. Right, have a good number 5, please. Pause the video. Pause the video, draw it in your book, please, and then answer the area, perimeter, then area. In this case, you're missing 2, aren't you? You're missing 2. You have to find those first. Okay, off you go with that. Pause the video, press play when you're done. Right, let's have a little look. So again, if this is 10 across here and opposite that's 8, this other bit must be 2 meters, isn't it? Because the 2 and the 8 is equal to the 10. This other one we need to do here, we've got a 7 here, so 2 and this equals 7. So this and this must be a 5 meters, because then the 5 and the 2 is the same as the 7, isn't it? Okay. Then we just, for the perimeter, we add them up. Okay, so the bigger numbers, we have to be a little bit careful. 8 and 2 is 10, 20, 27, 28, 29, and 5, 34. 34 meters. And then again, we're going to split them up. Okay, we're going to split it into 2. Okay, and we've got then this is going to be 7 times 2 is 14 meters squared. This is going to be 8 times 2, 16 meters squared. I think we have done these before. Okay, so the answer to that would be 30 meters squared. Let's go with this last one. This last one's tricky. Don't worry too much if you struggle on this one, okay? Because this is just the real trickier end, okay? Have a go at this one. If you can't do it, don't worry, okay? Pause the video, press play when you're done. So we're finding perimeter and area, okay? Right, let's have a little look. So opposite, for the perimeter, we need all the sides. So let's find this side first. It's opposite there, so it must be 1 meter. This one's opposite there, so that must be 2 meters. This one's opposite here, so it's also 2 meters. That's opposite the 1 meter. This one, the 5 meters here, that's directly opposite, so that's 5 meters. If we go 1 more in there, it'll be 2 meters, and we have to add them up. Got to be careful with these. I think I'll do the 2's first. So I'm going to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm going to just write that down, 12, and then I'm going to do the 1's, 1, 2, 3, 4, add 4, and then the 2 5's, add 10. So let me just check if that's right. I'm going to say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 16, yeah, okay. So the perimeter of that will be 26 meters. Now, in order to find the area, we're going to split it into 3 sections, that's all, okay, because we split into 3 sections instead. So this one is going to be 1 times 5 is 5. This is the same, 5 times 1 is 5 meters squared, 5 meters squared, and this is going to be 2. In fact, what is this little one here? Before we do that, okay, be a little bit careful, because if that's 2 and that's 2, this must be 1 meter. This is 1 meter, so this is 2 meters squared in there. So actually the area is only 12 meters squared, okay? Right, hopefully that was okay, okay? Now, for the work today, could we please start off with, we go to page 56. Page 56, and it's just questions 1 to 5. Now these are pretty straightforward. Okay, I think you'll have no problem. If you want to copy down questions 4 and 5, that could be useful if you're struggling a bit. If you don't need to, just work it out yourself, okay? But there's extension, okay? So please, those of you who find this really easy, you've got plenty of time, there's an extension sheet attached to the portal, okay? It's attached to the portal for today's maths work, okay? An extension sheet for that, and there's an extension and a super extension, so see how you do with that, okay? Right, yeah, so really I think most of us can get onto the extension sheet even if we don't finish the extension sheet, okay? Right, good luck with that everyone. Okay, cheers, bye bye.